Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to, I haven't done one of these in a while, so we're going to go back, take one of those old videos. Some of the first ones that I shot were absolutely terrible. The video quality wasn't there. I had, just a ton of stuff. And I've played the deck a lot since then, and I say a lot, maybe 3 or 4 times. But the deck number 10, Grenzo, the Dungeon Warden, that video's right at almost 2 years old, and I thought, well, we've come a long way, and some of it's painful to watch, really, honestly. Don't go back and watch it. This is the current version of the deck. I have swapped out a few cards. I've taken out, I don't know, 6 or 7 cards, swapped them out, but here we go. Grenzo the Dungeon Warden. Now, Grenzo Dungeon Warden, 2/2 for X, black, and a red. By the way, we're never paying for X. X equals 0. So we have a 2-mana commander. He does come into play as a 2/2. Now, 2 mana, you put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. If it's a creature card with power 2 or less, you put it onto the battlefield. So, the reason why I chose 2 is he is automatically a 2/2. And when he checks cards before they actually make it to the battlefield. So he checks what's printed. So there's a lot of cool interactions that you can do with Grenzo, and Triskelion's pretty nice, and things like that come into play, and then they have the counters. But, a lot of people do that, and that's not quite me. So what I did was Relentless Rats. When he checks the rats are a 2/2. And that is absolutely beautiful. We have 41 Relentless Rats in our deck. So, I mean, the odds of hitting it are pretty good. 41. What is that? 41%? Slightly better, because you're starting off with 99 options, and then you're drawing an opening hand of 7, drawing a card to the turn. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. It's really good odds that you're going to have the bottom card of your library be Relentless Rats. Now, the beautiful part about Grenzo is that his ability is you do it at instant speed. I mean, you don't have to do it at sorcery speed, so it makes people who are attacking you or thinking about attacking you a little more hesitant when you can maybe just pop out a whole bunch of blockers that are way bigger than they thought they would be, because, Relentless Rats is going to give every one of them. Check this one out. I got 1 foil. And then I have 2 from M25, because I had 39, but I really wanted more. And I think 41 is probably the right number. But anyway, that's why I chose Relentless Rats. Now, Hearthstone's a really big part of the deck, if we can find it, because it takes Grenzo's activation from 2 down to 1. Now, you can get a whole lot of activations when it's just 1 mana. Let's see here. No, oh, yeah. We'll run through the other big artifacts. Coat of Arms is in here. Now, granted, Coat of Arms, you run the risk sometimes. Tribal Magic has gotten huge in EDH, but odds are the rats are just, and rat Coat of Arms math, oh my gosh. It's like, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible, because you're in the middle of combat and you're calculating Coat of Arms and you're calculating the rats, and somebody says murder 1, and you're like, oh, my math is wrong now. Anyway, Thrumming Stone is the other artifact that just goes hand in hand with Relentless Rats. If you do have to cast one, you're probably putting all 41, or all that's left in your deck, into play. That's just the way it is. Now, you do have to, they don't have trample or haste or anything, so you've got to find a way to give these jokers haste. In the original version, of course, I run Fervor and Mass Hysteria, and I wanted the third copy, so I popped in the emblem of the Warmind. I think I changed that out for a mountain because I had a little too many mountains in the deck. Now, what's going to happen is cards like Teljad Stylus, your rats are going to die. And you're just going to put them on the bottom of your library with Teljad Stylus, Junk Troller. Now, Junk Troller and Dorito Lantern can be used offensively or defensively if you're wanting to get one of your dead rats back, or you can just hose that, oh, you cast Regrowth, let me get what I don't want you to have and put it on the bottom of your library. Sorry. Epitaph Golem just works for you. Now, then we've got some scry mechanics, because I would love to have, some of the green abilities, some of the blue abilities, but scry is what we got. So we've got scry and Crystal Ball, Seer's Lantern, and of course Darksteel Pendant. Now, Teferi's Puzzle Box, you're going to draw rats, and we would much rather not draw rats, because if you can spend 2 or maybe even reduce to 1 mana, then I would rather play them that way. Especially it's at instant speed. But Teferi's Protection, or the wrong Teferi card. Teferi's Puzzle Box, not only does it get you closer to what you want by digging pretty deep, you can ensure the way you set your hand, you're going to draw the rats. You can set your hand to where, because it says in any order, your bottom cards are going to be rats. So, and it does, you cycle through your deck quicker to get to your stone, to get to either one of your stones, actually. Now, Diabolic Tutor is, of course, in here, and Behold the Beyond. Now, I had forgotten about this card, to be honest with you. I think I only pulled one. This is the only one from Shadows. But this is beautiful. Discard your hand. By the time we get the 7 mana, we don't really care. This is the highest CMC in the entire deck. We don't really care. We really don't. If you've got rats, hey, that's fine. Whatever. But I'm probably going to go get a haste enabler, a stone, and, well, probably, yeah, that's a coat, maybe. Got Crux of Fate as our 1 board wipe. I probably do need a little more, but Elixir of Immortality is kind of one of those cards that if you do to get your Thrumming Stone thing off, you've just taken 41 cards out of your deck. And I don't want a chance of making it too easy on the mill player, I guess. And the last 3 cards I've got are new additions to the deck to kind of maybe help speed it up a little bit. Dark Ritual, Mana Geyser, and Simian Spirit Guide to kind of try to get off the ground early, because it would be super sweet to turn 1 Swamp Spirit Guide General. Now, granted, that's coming out a little fast, and you would be able to activate him on the next turn by playing another land. But if you do that and you pull up a rat, it's probably just kind of on. It probably diverts into Arch Enemy at that point. And as I am accustomed to doing now, we're going to do the non-basic lands. Of course, we have the Evolving and the Terramorphic. Buried Ruins is kind of necessary to get that artifact back, to get the stone back, to get the other stone back, to get, many, many different things. I guess let's go through just the duels. The Graven Cairns, Temple of Malice. Scry lands, I'm telling you. Love the Scry in this deck. Akum. The Carnarium here, so you know I'm playing black. I'm playing the bounce land, so y'all know the Bojuka Bog's in there. Foreboding Ruins. Bloodfell Caves. Rakdos Guildgate. Dragon Skull Summit. Did I already do Cinder Barons? Vivid Crag. Stacking up pretty tall here. I got a Treasure Horn Sinks, Rupture Spire, of course, and the cycling lands. I put the cycling lands in the desert and the Forgotten Cave in place of 2 of the mountains because I didn't want to so much do it in all of them, but we don't have a whole lot of red in the deck, but we've got to play a certain amount of mountains just in order to have red mana to cast a general, because it's kind of important. Yeah, but swamps and mountains is what I've got. And outside of that, that is it for Grenzo. I know a lot of you that have seen the older one, so you probably haven't really watched this one at all. But yeah, I figured I would update it. I update the deck. I like to do this every so often, especially those first, I don't know, 40 or 50 videos that were just tragic to watch. I do appreciate you watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, I think we're going to shuffle and cut.